Greetings and welcome back to another edition of the Friday 13th YouTube channel. Today you're going to be watching an interview with Lips from the band Anvil. Now this is part one of two parts, so please enjoy it. The band are about to release their new album, which is coming out on AFM Records, called Imminent, which is a fantastic album, released in May 2022. So enjoy this interview with Lips. Lips is a fantastic guy, funny, there's a lot to say about a great band. So Lips, thank you for the interview. Thanks for watching this part one, everybody out there. So please share on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and any other social media sites, especially Facebook groups. Take care, my friends. Be safe, stay metal, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. You know, so you're alright in Canada and everything's good, yeah?
Everything is good.
Good. I'm good
Can't
as
really
well.
complain, Here, have a look out the window and you can see where the van and everything is. Let's see if I can.
Oh, is this the Anvil tour bus?
That's the Anvil tour bus, and that's my backyard. If you can remember from the movie where I
Yep.
was playing badminton, right?
Yep.
So you know where I am.
Awesome. Yeah, so I mean, I'm looking forward to being on tour with you later this year. I can't wait to get on tour with you guys and rock.
Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun,
I
man.
know it is, man. I know. So, Lips, I'd just like to say thank you for doing this interview to everybody on YouTube or watch an interview with Lips from Anvil. So, Lips, I'm going to ask you some warm-up questions first, brother. So, as a guitar player, could you tell me who inspired you to become a guitar player? Who inspired you, guitarists?
What inspired me to be a guitar player?
Yeah.
Probably the rock music when I grew up, from where at the and the timing.
Yeah.
Being someone, but by the time I was 4 years old, I already knew what Elvis Presley was. So I think it's environmental. So where is the beginning? It's the immediate interest in something that catches your ear, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So, which guitar players inspired you? I know you're a big Michael Schenker fan.
I Michael's great. That's probably the most modern, or as far as I go, as modern guitar players go. And he's not even as modern as many that came after him, because he's really only a year older than me. So, in fact, he's older than me. So, I mean, what I'm talking about are there young guitar players that are just as crazy and just as sick and just in all different aspects of the playing thing. But there's certain things about guitar playing, a certain finesse, a certain tone, a certain touch, that you admire, in one player and some in others. And it's there's little bits and pieces of different things for different reasons in different places that inspired me. And so it's not just one particular thing. It wouldn't be fair to say that. And it's not even like trying to sound like somebody. It's actually trying to find yourself, and then you do. So you're not, you can say what's your favorite or what and whatnot, but you don't really play like your favorite anyway, because you play like yourself, because that's what you end up playing like. I don't know how to explain it. It's like you learn how to talk from your parents and from your environment, and sometimes from your total environment, and you learn all these little stupid sayings and stuff like that from wherever you are, but it doesn't change the tone of your voice. It doesn't change your identity. So your identity is your own, is
Yeah,
what I'm
right.
trying to say. You can listen to everything and sound like none of it. So it doesn't. I don't know. I'm not sure what what that really tells anybody. If I can say that there are things about Benny Goodman's uh, playing on a a saxophone or on a clarinet is more inspirational to me than listening to anything these days.
So what about singers' lips? What about singers? Do you have any what singers who inspired you? Singers?
Oh, singers that inspired me. I think that anybody who had and has a unique style and not necessarily style, but a tonal thing and what they have to say, a combination of those two things and the melodies that they might come up with, but certainly melody. I look for melody. You can't, but then again, when the whole statement about rock singer is how oxymoron. Come on, rock singer, really? Are you kidding me? Which one? I'm not sure exactly how to really. None of them can sing as well as Tom Jones.
Yeah, true.
There are certainly no Pavarottis. Not really. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Good singing. I think there is some, but anybody who is super talented vocalist, you're going to find them venturing into places that are not in metal.
Yeah. What do you think about?
Why would you do that if you've got a captivating, amazing voice that could be singing what Tony Bennett sings? You know what I'm saying? Why would you be in a metal band?
Yeah. What do you think of like Glenn Hughes? What do you think of him as a singer? Was he a kind of?
That's a modern. That's not a modern singer. An awesome vocalist. One of the very few rock singers. There's a handful of rock singers, and the rest are singers that are singing rock. So to speak, especially more in the later years, but not necessarily, because there's been literally thousands, if not more bands have fallen under the category of a vocalist for a sound. That very, very, very identifying sound. That's ultimately the most important.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these guys who could sing super high can't sing so good low. Like I don't know how to. And it's kind of interesting. Like, are we going to like Brian Johnson's trying to sing like me? I'm trying to sing in a lower register, probably be going, what the fuck is that? It's just, like there are different tonal aspects of each guy that make each guy what they are. I mean, it's just what it is.
Yeah.
So my favorites are really all those things, because and that goes back to the Beatles, because you certainly can't say that the Beatles really, they weren't Tom Jones either, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they could sing very well, but they weren't trained operatic,
powerful,
huge, but it had every other aspect that anybody could ever ask for: uniqueness, range, all the most important aspects, and more than anything, identity. More than anything else, identity and character.
Right. Was you inspired
and that ultimately is what sells rock music, is that. So even at the best singers are the guy are really ultimately not necessarily the best singers, but the best guys at being able to be identifiable and also likable. Just you have a love appeal, like a Mick Jagger.
Yeah. Was you inspired by any Canadian bands, Lips? Did any Canadian bands inspire you?
April Wine. I love April Wine. April Wine is an extraordinarily diverse bunch of music. Everything from really, really hard rock to very, very melodic ballads. Wonderful stuff. Great.
Right. What about bands like Tribe?
Great. And once again, that's identifiable vocals, great vocals, fantastic. And that's the thing. It's important to me that vocals are actually are a very important thing, and not and so probably something that I haven't focused on in through the 90s as much as I am today, and as much as I did in the early years as well. And it comes back to I've gone, I guess, completely full circle to the point that I've even become friends with Dave Allison these days, and and that's to a great degree because he loves what we're doing now and loves to listen to it. And it's actually kind of nice to have your old buddy admiring, and he was once upon a time part of the whole thing. So it's a nice feeling that you've at least recaptured his interest, which is pretty fascinating in itself. And the way that we got to that place was by adding that particularly the second voice.
Yeah, I mean, if you
the second voice is more important than any second guitar could ever be, because of course nothing could be more upfront than a vocal, right? I mean, that's what it is. It's nothing could be more and identifiable. And what I think is really good with Chris is that he's able to virtually walk in and nail the harmonies within minutes, and they're not, and give you any thereof possibility along with it. So the engine drives our producer crazy because he's going, no, we got enough. And Christ goes, no, wait, I'll sing the third, then I'll sing the fifth, and then I'll sing. And it's like, he's going, okay, go ahead. And we just load a whole wall of harmonies, and it's all like, it sounds like Queen, and it's like, okay, well, which ones do we use? And you're left with that, and it's just a phenomenon. And the thing is, Chris works his roommate and the person that owns his house has an entire studio in the house, and Chris does backup vocals for hundreds of recordings. Wow. So as well as bass playing, whatever. So it's to him, it's like, more work. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like another day at home. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, so he and it's what's remarkable. And it's like I said, I'll sing the third, and it's like, okay. What's that? And then he goes out and sings it. Okay. And then I'll sing all the different musical calibrations of what it is, and you can decipher or decide what does sound best, which is phenomenal. I mean, come on, man. Shit, sing a harmony here. I'll sing every harmony, and you guys, you pick and choose which one you like.
Awesome. So if
that's like, holy fuck, okay.
So do you keep in touch with Dave and the old bass player Ian? Do you keep in touch with those guys?
No, I keep in touch. Well, I've been keeping in touch mostly with Dave, uh, but I think it's just the way it is. It's just one of those things. It's kind of just do. He calls me, I call him. We just start. I guess he's in a place that he feels comfortable, and I feel that we feel comfortable in talking, and we do.
Yeah. So my regards to him.
And I think part of it is cathartic, in the sense because it gives him a better understanding as to what happened and where things are today and how they got there and why they are that way. And he still lives quite a bit in the past, in the sense on the level of what he considers what is considered a commercial song. And like here's a great way to go, to just kind of exit our way into where we are right now, is what would have been considered a single, so to speak, in 1982 would have been, Stop Me When We're Kissing, or maybe Scenery. Whereas today, Ghost Shadow, which is like Winged Assassins meet 666. So the other world.
So when you look back at the old albums on Lips, the first three albums, because we all know the first three albums are the cult classics, which one's your favourite from Hard and Heavy, Metal and Forged in Fire? It's a tough one, isn't it? It's a tough one.
Well, no, they're all really one thing. They're all really one thing. They're what I was doing between a very, very short period of time in my life. In the mid-20s to 30, that's it. Nothing in that little capsule, like, of 5 years. Yeah, so it's a little bit not realistic, in a certain sense, from my perspective, to what I've done and where I've been and everything that I've experienced and all that I've written. You're talking about the first 20 songs when there's 200.
Yeah.
No.
It's just that those three albums are
it's almost not fair, because it's like, fuck. In a certain sense, it's not fair to the songs from that era to how I got where I am now. It's like, when I did that, honestly, it was by almost by instinct, or I don't know, maybe by instinct, not by knowledge. We weren't doing any of that by any kind of knowledge. It was kind of poking around. You didn't even, not barely even understanding who you were or what you're doing, really. You're still,
fantastic.
You're still creating what you are. You're in the midst of creating what you are. And then how do you expect it to be able to identify it at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, you look at it. I mean, you've got your own distinct guitar sound you've had for years. You can identify Anvil just by your guitar sound or Rob's drum playing straight away.
Yeah, but nothing. Some things are never going to change. I mean, they never do anyway. Why would they?
Yeah,
the same person.
Yeah, sure.
And to a certain degree, I mean, there are things that there's certainly a huge array of what Anvil has been over the years. A huge transitional and spiraling and all kinds of really interesting stuff that it was not about. I don't even know how I would describe it. It was not about accessibility on any level. It was actually a journey of let's see what we can create.
Yeah.
Rather than really coming to realize what you're actually doing. I don't know. It's hard to explain. You're trying to just the whole writing style of it. You complicate simple things. And if it was simple, you'd complicate it to the point where it's not simple anymore.
I mean, to me,
and then when you do that, then everything suffers, because at the end of the day, it's not as smooth as it could have been. Everything is too much got let in, too much got let out. There's a million different reasons for things to be better or worse, or not as good as could have been. And what are you faced with? What is hindsight is always 2020, and you always, no matter what time or era I look back, I go, I got to do better tomorrow, no matter when it was, even if it's what was fucking yesterday. I got to outdo it.
Yeah.
So to me, to outdo something I did 45 fucking years ago or something like that is like,
time flies.
It's a little late to be going back to be competing with that. I don't know. I don't know what is that?
I mean,
what am I doing? I mean, aside from that, there are, regardless whether I like it or not, and you could criticize me for it if you like, is I haven't changed.
Why should you?
Yeah, but it's little or much has really changed, and people are very critical of that. Why, man? Hey, if I were you, I'd write that commercial hit. It's like, well, you're not me. How about that?
I mean, the first
no works perfectly for me. That's not why I'm here. I'm here because I'm inspired to write music that I enjoy, that I derive enjoyment out of. I get a lot of fulfillment out of creating pieces of music and bringing them from a simple guitar riff to the point where they're completed songs that are recorded and that people are buying and listening to. That's extremely rewarding and fulfilling.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I do, and the tap is never shut off. It's always running, and I'm always filling the bucket with ideas, because it never ends. And truthfully, either does the inspirations, and either do the combinations, because it's amazing. You can take completely opposite ends of music and mix them, and people don't know where shit's coming from, man. You're mixing metal with rhythm and blues and things and swing jazz, and people are going, hey man, what a cool song, and they have no clue that you've borrowed parts from these ancient pieces of music that people don't even, from your genre, don't even know that this stuff exists. So even if you're stealing actual passages of music, they're not even familiar with those passages. It's like the first time they've ever heard it.
Yeah, wow. I mean, I remember the first time we met back in 1993 on the Motorhead tour. You just released Forged in Fire. And to be honest with you, Lips, I was more excited about meeting you as a 12-year-old than I was meeting Motorhead. I just wanted to meet Anvil that night. I was just like, I've got to fucking meet these guys.
Yeah, because you knew that we were even more trouble, right?
Yeah, you was actually.
Yeah, you're reading stories about us in the press and going, okay, these guys are troublemakers. I got to be hanging around with them.
I just remember my father taking me backstage to meet you all, and Ian putting his bass guitar on my neck, and it was like the bass guitar was bigger than me. It's just like fucking nuts.
You know what's really funny is that truth be told, that when Lemmy talked to Sasha during some of the interview, although I've never seen it, but he was saying that we're really suburban, rural, out of big city guys, innocent and naive. That's how he perceived us in those days.
I mean, you were way ahead of your time as young kids back then. I mean, stuff like fucking.
Well, I mean, I don't know. He may have. That might be the way he felt, but at the same time, it was Squirrely that made it into that went with a girl that he'd been. And you don't even want to know. You don't want to know. Never mind.
But that was a great tour. That I'll always remember. I always remember that tour meeting you as a kid. It was just like one of the best days of my life meeting you guys. I've still got the 12-inch single signed by you all back from 1983. I still own it.
Well, you know what? It's time to grow up.
Oh wow! So I mean, like moving on, Lips. I mean, you've been around for years, and you made the movie Story of Anvil. Is there going to be a part two? Because I mean, last time we spoke, you said there could be one. Have you been thinking about making a part two?
The thing is, I don't suspect there will be, because I think it's a little late on. There's little or no point at this point.
Right. Okay. It's a shame because everybody loves
to a great degree, the people that knew about the movie knew about it, and today it's kind of like sort of faded back. It's not as prominent today. It's I mean that could change. You never know.
It's still one of the best documentaries I've seen. I'm not just bullshitting you. I think it's fucking great. I remember watching it at Download Festival when I started fucking tears in my eyes watching it. I thought, these guys have gone through some shit. It was a bit of a tearjerker, Lips. It does get you a little
Well, you know what? When something is, that's a thing that, it's hard to compete with reality, isn't it?
Yeah. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
That's the thing. People try to make documentaries, but it's not the same as actually filming things in real time. It's not the same, man.
Yeah.
You can do a retrospective and show pictures of the band in the old days and all that, and talk about the old days, but everybody's seen the old days. What about tomorrow?
Yeah.
What are we going to film tomorrow? What are you doing tomorrow? What do you hope to happen tomorrow? How are you going to make it? What's going to happen tomorrow? Put it into motion so we can see it happen. That's what the Anvil movie did.
Yeah.
So it's off the hook in that regard. Yeah, you can't beat the spontaneity. I mean, it's pure spontaneity. As things are going on, it's like you can't make shit like that up.
True, very true. So my next question for you, Lips. I want you to tell everybody on YouTube why I'm called Burgers. You know the story. You created it.
Well, it's silly. We went to a late after the gig. Where were we? Manchester,
Sheffield.
We played a gig in Sheffield, and we were starving after the show, and we went to one of those really late night walk-ups, or what do you call them?
Yeah, like a restaurant or something.
Takeaways.
Yeah.
A takeaway. There's really nowhere to sit. It's a takeaway, right? So we went in there and we got ourselves some fries, and then Burger's got a burger, and he goes, a burger, and we went, a burger, a fucking burger. And we started off with the burger thing, right?
Yeah.
It's just the word burger, the way your English accent said it, we just started laughing. We just thought it was really very unique.
But you didn't...
You got to admit, it doesn't sound like the way we say burger. It's burger.
You weren't expecting myself to be calling myself Burgers, though, was you? You weren't expecting me to come on Facebook and call myself Burgers Brown, was you?
No. We were just razzing you that night. We were going to start calling you Burgers, right? And then he guy puts his name up as Jason Burgers Brown. It's like, okay, it's Burgers, and we've been calling you Burgers ever since.
Well, I've changed my name slightly. I'm called the Burger King.
It's better than the Bugger King.
Very true. So, Lips, we're going to talk about the new album then. Impact is Imminent. So why did you come up with the title for this? Who came up with the title?
I didn't.
Okay.
Rob comes in with a list, and we go through the list looking for things that could suit that would suit a great album title, or not an album title, but an album cover. When you talk at cover and the Anvil and the era, these are the parameters. And you sit there and go through thousands of alliteration titles until you go, well, that sounds interesting. What could we do with that? And you think through it. Well, it doesn't work with this, and you end up going through all these different things with contingencies and what you might come up as an idea for the cover. So I don't know. Somehow we got talking about, well, of course, the Anvil can be made into just about any shape or form. So then we started talking about outer space and what could we make? Could we make a spaceship like that? But then what would be the title of something that's a spaceship? And then we thought, well, what about? And then we started talking about asteroids or comets hitting the Earth and so forth like that. And then we went, well, why not make an Anvil asteroid or meteor or comet or something? So then, okay, well then what can we call it if we make an asteroid or something? And then it turned into, then we were going through the list, and Impact was Imminent. I go, well, that would go with the asteroid. And then we go, yeah, I guess it would. And then you discuss, well, can we do that? And should we show the Anvil destroying the Earth? Should we show it circling around? Should we, all the different discussions about what we envision there, right?
Yeah, it's a brilliant album cover. Who did the artwork for it?
It's the same guy that does the videos. It's a guy by the name of Cliff. You see, when you watch the video, you'll see his name come up. And great guy, man.
Do you know,
he does all the digital work. He came in and had storyboard the video, got the place to, and the lighting and the photographers and everything, the gaffers, all the people to set the thing up. It's just fantastic. A fantastic guy, really, really, really good at his craft. Really fine artist, as well as a bass player. So it's actually pretty good.
Okay, what band is he in, Lips? What band does he play for?
You know what? I'm not. I should know, but I don't.
Fair enough. I mean, it's a great album cover. Like I say, it's going to look fantastic as the T-shirt for the tour.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the T-shirts.
Nice big print.
Yeah.
You know what you should have called the album was "Burgers is Imminent."
Yeah.
So I mean, the songs. I mean,
any songs? Talk to me about songs, Jason.
I'm going to in a moment, sir. I'm going to in a moment. So, so how long did it take to record this album, Lips? Because I know you did it in Germany again. Is this studio in Germany your main studio now? Sorry, we've got a problem with the sound.
You're frozen.
I'm here. So I was just talking about the studio. Is that your main studio in Germany?
I see that. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me? Seems to be some freezing.
Okay, I think it's gone back to normal again.
Can you hear me now, Lips?
The waveform is looking good.
I was just saying about the album recorded in Germany. Is this your main studio that you're going to be recording albums all the time now? Because it seems to be like a really good sound in there.
Oh, it's fucking great, man. That place is great. That's our home away from home. It's just like going to your other place, man. I don't know. Like I got my own bedroom, and I don't know. It's like going to my bedroom in Germany, right? It gives me the same bedroom that I sleep in every time, and I'm cooking and using the same utensils in the same kitchen. It's my other house when I go to record, right?
Yeah, I know. You invited me to go to the studio about a couple of years
Oh,
ago.
it's a wonderful place. It's and these guys do such a awesome job. I mean, come on. It's just that the sound is just amazing. The mix is just like, wow. It's just like, fuck, man. You know, trying to get old recordings. I was actually looking to actually remix This Is 13.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
But I don't know if that's going to be possible. Martin, we have to get a bunch of files transposed. It's not so easy to do. And we don't even know if the tape that it's on is going to work. So who knows?
Who does Martin work with? He works with Udo, doesn't he? And then you've got Jorgen who works with them together. They all work together, don't they, as a team that produce all the Anvil albums.
Yeah, there's two guys. There's Martin and Jorg, and Martin is actually Udo's producer.
Yeah. So how long did it take to record these songs for the new album Lips? How long did it take? Because obviously with COVID.
Oh geez, this one was for the band itself was probably one of the fastest.
Really?
To record because we were really prepared. Really prepared. I pre-recorded everything before I'd gone in, which is something I generally don't do. I haven't done probably since the first three albums, but that's besides the point. Where everything has been demoed and checked out and listened back 1,000 times before you even record it. Yeah, that's what this had.
I remember when you were going to record this album. You were actually in Europe and you cancelled the tour, but you guys decided to fly to Germany to do the album, didn't you? Just like, right, we're going to do the album anyway.
Well, no, we had no. We just finished. We were going out to tour for Legal at Last. We had no plans of writing an album. We had plans of touring. We just the beginning of a whole fucking cycle, man. I went in after recording and wrote another album. Is what I did. Wrote this album in that period, and immediately right after the release, which was we only finished the album a couple months earlier, right?
Yeah.
So I only had maybe 2-3 months off from writing at the most. And now I'm in writing again. It's like usually you wait 9 months, 10 months, and then you start writing. Not fucking what? Anyway, so having said that, already 14 songs to the next one.
How many new songs have you got wrote for the next album? Then you must have hundreds.
14
wrote for the next one already. That's after this one. Wow, unbelievable.
I haven't got a title for it, but there's 14 songs sitting there.
Just call it Burgers is King.
That's right, could do.
So how long did it take to record the album then? Did it take a couple of weeks in the studio? Was you in the studio for a couple of weeks?
Yeah, no, the whole procedure took, I guess it took about 3 weeks to record, about 21 days to record.
Yeah.
That's record everything. That's the vocals, all the guitar solos, everything. Top to bottom is done in 21 days. That's normal.
Yeah.
That's very normal rate.
Did you have any guests?
And the reason that is, it's done within 21 days. Maybe we did it in 17 days. Maybe we did it in 16 days. I can't quite. But when is it ended? Halfway through the mix, you realize, there's a vocal mixing. There's a vocal missing. I got to sing that in. Is it finished at that moment? No, it took me 2 seconds to do that. But is the album still being recorded 3 days later, yeah, it is in a certain sense, yes. So yeah, it's within a month period.
All right.
Until the faders come down, it's 4 weeks.
Right. Did you have any guests on this album? Because I know in the past you've had like people coming in doing backing vocals and stuff.
Oh, I think we did.
Right.
Yeah, but not we had no pledge campaign.
Right. Okay.
So we didn't have the usual pledge campaign thing. So no.
Okay. So this album's got like 14 songs on it. So Take a Lesson. It's the first song on the album. What do you think about that song? How do you compare that to one of the older songs that you've done?
I don't know. What do you think of it?
I think it's a really cool song, man. It's typical Anvil. I mean, you're not going to change anywhere, are you? At the end of the day, we all know Anvil are a kick-ass band. You're not going to write anything completely different. You're good at what you do. You're going to stick to what you do, and Anvil fans are going to accept it or they don't. You know.
Yeah,
I
interesting. An interesting addition to that particular track was the producer used something from the internet for the opening of the song.
Right. You said the second. I mean, the second song. I mean, which is a video, Ghost Shadow. I mean, that's a fucking great song. That reminds me of Winged Assassins. It's just like
right.
Slap right in your face.
There you go.
You know. I mean, why did you decide to do that as a video? That song particularly is the first debut song.
I think it sounded like an outstanding track to everybody, and we said let's go with that. I think it was as simple as that. I mean, I think there are other tracks that could have easily done the job or partially do the job, but I think that is what that encapsulates what people expect more than anything else, and that's really important. That's actually more important than anything else. Is if you're going to go bowling, at least pick up the ball that has a chance to knock down all the pins. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're very right.
Don't aim for the gutter. Try to get it down the middle. At least try, but pick up the right one. Don't pick up the 5 pound. Pick up the 20 pound. You know that's what you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just seemed like the right choice. Obviously it was. So I mean, I think that for production value, when he played the song back to me the first time, I fucking loved it during the mix. I just there's the fucking that's as Anvil as you can possibly get. I was like, okay, that's captured. Next, you know what I mean? Like you hear that, you're going, okay, that's like fuck, that's fucking amazing, you know. So, like to me, it's a no-brainer. It's just one of those. This encapsulates what people expect and would want from Anvil. That's what you expose. Yes.
So, what sort of reaction have you been getting for this being the first single?
Well, what it looks like to us is that it's sitting at 130,000 hits in 12 days. It's basically it's being seen by somewhere right now as we speak in around 10,000 people a day.
Wow, that's good. Very good.
Now, understand that when you count on YouTube, you can watch the video 30 times and it only shows up the first time you went in. And also, those numbers are only correlated to those who are signed in to the Gmail account.
All right, okay.
Otherwise, there are no numbers. So what are those numbers at?
No idea.
And that's to be said about everybody's, and that's the thing about the payment that bands receive for streaming. You're not getting even a fraction of the money that you're getting for the amount of views. You're literally getting 10 10 times. If it says there's 200, and if it says there's 100,000, there's over 1 million people have seen it already.
Really? Wow.
Okay, when you see it, like 100,000 have seen it 10 times that, because most people are not signed into their Gmail account when they go and watch the video, because that's what you have to be signed into Gmail or actually signed into YouTube, which is basically being signed into Google. You have to be signed into Google. And if you're not signed into Google, your numbers don't show up. You can't put a comment on the video, all that. So you're only seeing people who are actual YouTube subscribers and signed in. You're only seeing those numbers. You're not seeing how many people are really watching the video.
Okay.
You're seeing a fraction of that. So it's quite remarkable, and that's a wonderful thing. Certainly, when you're up into that range, above anything above 50,000, people are seeing you, man. You're being exposed. Christ, man, that's if unknown bands. Okay, you might see 1,000 people watching a video, 2,000 people. When you start getting 50,000, 100,000, no, that's. People are seeing it. You've got an audience out there, right?
Yeah.
And those are potential